Welcome, gentle viewers, to Esoteric Beat. Today I'm going to talk about, this is not exactly an unboxing video, although I was inspired by how much fun I did have during my unboxing videos to show off my Ultima cards. So as a, I just hold up the wrong hand because I'm looking at myself in the mirror. As a tarot deck designer, you can look at a couple designs from my PKD tarot. And you can also look at my nice Brandon Bird. This is a mashup of a prosecuting attorney from Law and Order mashed up with the tarot card Judgment. Right. As a fan of mashups of all things esoteric, like my cards of alchemy that mash up alchemical emblems from the 17th century with 20th century pagan witchcraft of Raymond Buckland, I enjoy creative uses of the occult in products like card sets and books like this translation of the occult philosophy that I also recorded a video about. You can check out elsewhere on my channel. If you like stuff like this and you want to support my researches and reviews and etc., hit me up. You can send a tip to ted.hand@gmail.com via Venmo or PayPal. And I also offer services such as tarot readings, including with my very own Philip K. Dick Tarot. The art's by Christopher Wilkie, my collaborator. So I do Philip K. Dick Tarot readings where you can get recommended as part of the reading a story to go read from Philip K. Dick's wide oeuvre and all of the weird symbolisms that you can bounce these esoteric ideas off of. And if anybody's interested, any Ultima fans, I'd be happy to do a tarot reading. So getting back to my cool Ultima cards. And this is going to be a whole, series I'm going to do where I look at divinatory tools and especially from like a chaos magic sort of framework. So this is interesting because it wasn't really intended as a divination tool. This is not Ultima divination cards, right? This was packaged with the game, and I do believe I have laying around in this room somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where it would be. A cloth map from one of the original Ultima games. Let me see, is it down here? And so packaged with the original Ultima RPG games back in the 80s, there would be, haha, there it is, a cloth map. This one is from Ultima 5, and Ultima 4 was another example of one of the Ultima games that had a cool cloth map, which I have saved since I was a kid, and you can see this weird purple stain. I somehow stained it in the corner. But so this is the world of the Ultima games, Britannia, and I have another. I don't know if this is the original cloth map or like a cheap imitation that they made when they reprinted the games as like a box set of 3 a little later, but here's the world of, oh yeah, Ultima 4. Now, Ultima 4 was the game where tarot cards first kind of came into the game, and it was both part of the story and part of the game mechanics. So in Ultima 4, you find yourself walking through this moon gate, this shimmering blue door that leads you to another world, and you meet this fortune teller. And she has these cards representing the 8 virtues. And she deals out these tarot cards 2 at a time and has you sort of choose between these sort of ethical thought experiments where you oppose these 2 different virtues. Do you do the honest thing, or do you do the brave thing, or do you do the just thing, or do you do the honorable thing, or do the spiritual thing, or the humble thing? There's 8 virtues, right? And this sort of tests your character and determines what character class he's going to be. So if you pick compassion over all the other virtues, you become a bard. But if you pick honesty, you become a wizard. And if you pick sacrifice, you become a tinker, right? There's a different town in the world, and I'll show you the map again, right? So each world has these different towns, and then nearby the town in the hills there will be a dungeon that is associated with that virtue. and each of the towns are filled with a certain class of people, like the Tinkers of Minok, or the Shepherds of New Magencia, who evince the virtue of humility. And there's also a shrine where you can go meditate on the different virtues. And the game is all about proving yourself in these different virtues by going around the world on your fantasy adventure quests and killing orcs and dragons and things, but and opening up treasure boxes to get treasure and all that kind of RPG stuff. But you're also being honest and forthright with people and being honorable, and you have to prove yourself in all these virtues, which the game creates interesting fantasy scenarios for you to do that. Um, so on these cards, I'm not even sure what's going on with these. These come from the Ultima game Ultima 9, and it was the last Ultima game that was produced before EA killed the franchise. If you're angry about that still to this day, leave me a comment. Up here in the corner, we have the design that represents the virtues. So this has got to be, if my memory serves, blue is the color of honesty, right? And you see what looks like a mage with the hand symbol. And honesty was associated with the principle of truth. And the three circles you see in the figure here, the three circles in the middle represent the three virtues of truth, courage, and love, which in turn become the virtues separately and in combination. So truth becomes the virtue of honesty. Truth combined with love or truth combined with courage are going to become different things. And remember, if your virtue is honesty, you become the mage. Here is purple. Is that it? Is that purple? Yeah. So the purple I seem to remember being honor, and this is a paladin, who's the class of adventurer who exemplifies the virtue of honor. Yeah, and you can see at the bottom here in this runic writing, I can tell that reads honor down in the very bottom here. So there's some runic writing saying the name of the virtue. So that's the virtue of honor. And this, I'm guessing, is the virtue of spirituality. You meditated on Ankh. Oh yeah, and highlighted on the figure there is the white circle in the very middle, which represents spirituality. That's the virtue that is the confluence of all the principles. Here's sacrifice. Somebody out in the hot desert is sacrificing to help out somebody. The virtue of the Tinkers. And then here, this must be the Shepherd of Humility, which is black and represents the circle outside and doesn't partake of any of the virtues, but humility is a virtue. And here's Valor, and we're going up against a very Dungeons and Dragons monster manual looking monster there, demon. That must be a Balrog. There's our fighter who exemplifies valor, which is red and partakes of courage. So purple, honor, would have been truth and courage, right? Blue and red. And sacrifice, orange, would have been red and yellow. Then this is yellow, so here's compassion, here's the bard. And here is, good Lord British himself, Richard Garriott, the designer of the Ultima games. Kind of invented himself into the game as this character, Lord British, and you see the scales of justice. The green of justice is the combination of truth and love, right? Blue and yellow becomes green. The love of truth is justice. So those are my 8 cards of Ultima. And so, in my chaos magic dreams, I think, why don't we figure out a way to integrate this into a tarot reading, right? I could do a 3-card tarot reading and then lay down one of these cards and bring in the virtues to it. I have participated since my childhood in this cool internet club called the Ultima Dragons, and I invite anybody who's an Ultima Dragon and wants an Ultima Tarot reading to get in touch. I'll be happy to offer a special dragon discount. And honestly, it's a sliding scale. I will work for free if any of my viewers have a great need for a tarot reading. And I also offer a sliding scale for tarot readings and esoteric consulting. So if you're interested in historical magic and alchemy and Kabbalah, the occult more generally, the Western Hermetic tradition, the esoteric studies stuff. I have done that at an academic level for 20 plus years. I speak at conferences and all that, and I offer coaching if you are interested in getting help writing a paper, applying to an academic program in Western esotericism, or to study magic or any of this cool stuff. You can study it in philosophy departments or English departments or music departments, whatever you might be into. I can help, and so it makes me get out of bed in the morning, this stuff. So hit me up, ted.hand@gmail.com. You can tip me or hire me via PayPal or Venmo to that email. Thanks so much for watching, and be curious.